Someone doubted you. Maybe they said it out loud, right to your face, with full confidence that you weren't going to make it. Maybe it was subtler than that. A look, a laugh they tried to hide, a silence when you shared your dream that said more than any words could. Maybe it was the person who didn't pick you, didn't invest in you, didn't believe you were worth the risk. And it hurt. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. Doubt from the people around you, especially the ones you respect, the ones you love, the ones whose opinion you never asked for but got anyway, that cuts deep. It plants a seed. And if you're not careful, that seed grows into something that slows you down for years. But today, I want to give you a completely different way to look at that doubt. Because the people who doubted you may have just given you the most powerful fuel you will ever have. Welcome to Motivation Daily. This is March 10th. Let's talk about what to do when the world bets against you. Let's start with something that might be uncomfortable to hear. Most people who doubted you weren't trying to destroy you. They were projecting. They looked at your dream and they measured it against their own fears, their own failures, their own ceiling, and they couldn't see past it. Their doubt was never really about you. It was a mirror of everything they believed was impossible for themselves. That doesn't make it sting any less, but it should change how much weight you give it. When someone tells you that you can't do something, they are not reporting a fact. They are sharing a feeling rooted in their own limited experience of the world, and you are under no obligation to accept their limitations as your own. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because doubt, when you stop fearing it and start using it, becomes something extraordinary. It becomes a compass. It becomes a scoreboard. It becomes the kind of quiet, burning motivation that doesn't fade when the hype wears off because it's personal, because it has a face, because somewhere in the back of your mind you remember exactly who didn't believe in you, and you are determined to make that the story they have to live with for the rest of their life. I'm not saying build your entire life around proving people wrong. That's an exhausting way to live, and eventually you'll need deeper reasons to keep going. But in the early days, when the road is hard and the results aren't there yet, and you're questioning everything, a little spite is a completely legitimate source of energy. Use it. Burn it like fuel. Let it get you out of bed on the mornings when nothing else will. Think about how many of the greatest success stories in history have this thread running through them. The kid who was told he'd never amount to anything and became a CEO. The athlete who was cut from the team and went on to become a legend. The artist who was rejected by every label, every publisher, every gallery, and then changed the culture. The entrepreneur who was laughed out of the room and then built the room everyone wanted to be in. Doubt didn't stop them. It defined them. Not because they let it break them, but because they decided consciously, stubbornly, defiantly that the doubt was wrong, and they spent every day after that proving it. Here's the thing about being underestimated that most people miss. It's actually an advantage. When people don't believe in you, they're not watching closely. They're not preparing for you. They've already written you off, which means you get to do your work, build your foundation, and develop your skills in relative peace until the day you show up and none of them can explain how it happened. Let them sleep on you. Let them overlook you. Let them keep their low expectations right where they are. You don't need to announce what you're building. You don't need to defend yourself in comment sections or argue with people who have already made up their minds. The work will speak. The results will answer. And when that day comes, and it will come, you won't need to say a single word. But I also want to say this, because it matters. Don't just use the doubt of others. Look honestly at the doubt you carry about yourself. Because for most of us, the harshest critic, the loudest voice of doubt, the one that never shuts up, is the one living inside our own head. That inner voice that says you're not smart enough, not ready enough, not special enough. The one that replays every embarrassing moment, every past failure, every time things didn't go the way you hoped. That voice doesn't deserve the microphone you've been giving it. You can acknowledge it. You can even understand where it comes from, but you don't have to obey it. You can hear it, set it aside, and act anyway. That's not denial. That's courage. That is exactly what every person who ever did something worth doing had to learn how to do. So today,
I want you to make a list. Not a long one, just 2 columns. On one side, write down every person, every moment, every voice, internal or external, that told you that you couldn't, that you weren't enough, that you should settle, shrink, or give up. On the other side, write down what you're going to do about it. Not out of anger, not out of bitterness, out of clarity, out of purpose, out of a deep, unshakable commitment to showing up so fully and so completely that the doubt becomes a footnote in a story about someone who refused to be written off. They doubted you. Good. Now show them what they missed. If someone in your life needs to hear this today, send it to them right now. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. Every single day, we bring you the words that keep you moving forward. Drop a comment below and tell me about a time someone doubted you and you proved them wrong. Those stories matter, and I want to hear them. See you tomorrow. Keep going.